Hey guys, my name is Sandy. I am going to be doing a video today on how to buy a home in 2023 with lower interest rates. How am I going to get my interest rate lowered if I'm buying a home in 2023 and interest rates are just climbing and they keep increasing them and we have no idea what's going on, but I need to buy a home, right? So if you need to buy a home in 2023, we're going to be talking about different ways or different things you could do to lower your interest rate and to still buy a home. Now, of course, I'm not the Fed. The Fed does all kind of craziness with interest rate, but what is true is no matter what the interest rates are, people are always going to be buying and selling a home. That's not going to stop. Just like people are always going to be renting a home because people have to live. And there are different things that happen during life that you have to buy or sell a home. Maybe a divorce, maybe you're getting married, maybe you're having a baby, you want to extend the family, maybe the kids just moved away and now you are downsizing, or whatever the situation is, or you're relocating, or whatever it is, you might need to buy a home or have to buy a home. So what do we do in a situation where we have to buy a home, but the market is not favorable? The market is not in our favor because the interest rates are high. One of the first thing I'm going to suggest, if you're qualified for new construction, based upon what you're qualified for, new construction would be a great way to go, because builders are not in the market of building homes and sitting on them. They have to sell them. And because they have to sell them, no matter what the market does, they're going to create an environment around the market to give you, the buyer, the incentive to buy one of their homes. So the first thing I'm going to suggest is look into new construction. Not sure what area you're in. We're in the Central Florida area, and in our area, we have a lot of builders that are giving a lot of incentives. They're offering to help you with your closing costs, and the money that they're giving you to help with your closing costs, you could use towards buying down your interest rate. That's one great thing. Another thing is make sure your credit is good to go, because as we all know, the higher your credit score, the better it is to buy a home, because then you'll get a lower interest rate. Even if interest rates are high, you won't be at the height. So if interest rates are at, let's say for an example, 6.5 as an example, and your interest rate is and your credit score is high enough, I'm talking crazy today, your credit score is high enough, then you'd be able to get a lower interest rate, right? So credit score is important. Another thing that I'm going to suggest is if you're looking to buy a resale home, let's say you're like, okay, Sandy, there's new construction in my area, but those new constructions are selling for $500,000 and above, and I really only could buy a home for $400,000, so I can't even look at new construction. So what am I supposed to do? If that's the case you're in, then we're going to start looking at off-market properties, right? What is off-market properties? Off-market properties are properties that someone is thinking of selling, but they didn't put on the market yet. Like any homeowner could be thinking, you know what, we should sell our home now because the kids are gone, or we're getting older, we don't need this big house, or since we're going to get married, we need to buy a place of our own, or whatever the situation is. They're thinking of selling, but they have not put the property on the market yet. How do we find these homeowners before they put the property on the market? This is what we call off-market properties. Now, as a realtor team in our group, we specialize in off-market properties because we know that it gives the buyer, or our buyer, a better advantage. So how do we find off-market properties? Well, first we're going to figure out where we want to live. What neighborhood do we want to live in? Where are we looking to move to? Once we figure that out, we're like, oh, you know what? I like the community over here on Main Street. I really like it. It's on Main Street. It's close to everything. That's my style. I want it. So what we're going to have to do at that point is we're going to have to contact the homeowners living in that Main Street community. And this is an example. We're going to contact all the homeowners living in the Main Street community to see which one of them is thinking of selling. But before we do that, we want to make sure that if someone in the community is going to be thinking of selling, we're in the same price range, right? So if we're qualified for $400,000, we want to make sure that homes in that community is selling for $400,000 or less, right? We want to make sure. So we don't want to go in a community that we know the homes are selling for $600,000. We know we're approved for $400,000, and we're asking the homeowners if they're thinking of selling their home. That would not be fair to them. So we don't want to do that. So we want to make sure that the pre-approval matches the community. Once we figure that out, then we're going to start contacting the homeowners. Now you're going to say, well, how do you contact the homeowners? Well, that's where a professional realtor might come into play, because they would have access to those homeowners. They would know who owned the property and what the property addresses are in bulk. So we're not just looking for the person that owned one home. We want to know if Main Street community has 200 homes, let's say, we want to contact all 200 homeowners to see which one of them is thinking of selling. So we're going to contact them, whether it be through letter, phone call, email, whatever it is, we're contacting them. Hey, which one are you thinking of selling? Once the homeowner raised their hand, yeah, we're thinking of selling. We're like, okay, cool. We'd love to buy your home. We're looking for 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, nice backyard, whatever it is. If that home matches the criteria of the buyer, then we're gonna, then you'd go ahead and you take a look at the home. Like if you're the buyer, you go ahead and take a look at the home. If your realtor is doing this for you, your realtor will go ahead and have you take a look at the home. Once you take a look at the home and you're like, you know what, yeah, I could dig it. Yeah, I really like this home. Then we're gonna negotiate now with the homeowner. So we might do something like this. Let's say we know that the home is worth $380,000. That's what the market value is, right? So we'll say to the homeowner, hey, we're gonna give you $380,000 for your home, but we would like for you to help us back in our closing costs. So if you're willing, we'll give you the $380,000, but if you're willing, we would like for you to give us $5,000 or $10,000 back towards our closing costs so that we're able to buy down our interest rate. That's one approach. Another approach could be, hey, we're going to give you $380,000, but we're wondering if you would pay the HOA dues for the next 2 years for us upfront at the closing table. Another option might be, hey, we're going to give you the $380,000, but because of the way the market is, there's less buyers on the market, we're definitely qualified, we could definitely close on your home. How about you give us a 2-year home warranty on your home, since the appliances are older appliances, right? So these are some of the negotiating that we will do on an off-market property, because we're dealing directly with the seller or with the homeowner. Either you're dealing directly with the homeowner, or you have a realtor, which I would suggest you do. Get a realtor to negotiate on your behalf with the homeowner, because it's an off-market property. Let's say we cannot find an off-market property, right? Every off-market property we come across, we don't like them. But we did find a property online on Zillow, and that's our perfect house. Let's pretend this, okay? So we can't find an off-market property, but I found a home online, that's my perfect home. I'm gonna call the realtor. I'm going to suggest you do not call that realtor directly. I'm going to suggest you get another realtor to represent you and explain to that realtor what you're trying to do. Do a buyer's consultation with that realtor, and then have that realtor contact the other realtor on your behalf, as long as they're knowledgeable in what they're doing. You can always call our group, right? Anyway, so you're going to have your realtor call that realtor for that property. You're going to say, hey, I see the home on the market. It's really great. I'd like to make an appointment for my buyer to come see it. So you're going to go ahead, you're going to go look at the home. Once you finish looking at the home, you're like, yeah, for sure, man, everything it says online is what I really want. Whatever it says online is what I'm seeing here, so they didn't lie to me. So yes, I want to do something with this home. So here comes negotiating. If you're working with a professional, strong realtor, they're going to be able to negotiate for you. They're going to be able to negotiate with the seller. So we're going to negotiate. We're going to say something like, okay, Mr. Seller, your property has been offered at $380,000. My buyer needs help with their closing costs. Can you give them $10,000 towards their closing costs, or $5,000 towards their closing costs? Or can you give them $5,000 towards their closing costs and pay 2 years of homeowners association dues for them? Or can you pay $5,000 towards their closing costs and also give them a 2-year home warranty on the appliances, since we all know the appliance is old and the air conditioning system is like 10 years old and it might break down at any time, and we don't want to have that kind of expense on us because the interest rates are high, and this is 2023 we're talking about, guys. Now is August of 2023. So let's pretend that we're saying interest rates are high, we're in August of 2023, and we really do not want to have a high expense going into the home. So are you willing to do this? Some homeowners might surprise you. A lot of them might say yes. This is if you're in a market where homes are not selling as fast. The market is kind of slowing down a bit. It's still in the seller's favor though, guys. In 2023, it's still in the seller's favors. And there's still parts of the country that homes are selling really fast and really quickly. So if you're in that situation, you could still negotiate, don't get me wrong. But if you're in a market where the homes are selling fast, we want to go for off-market property for sure. We don't want to go with homes on the market. We want to go off-market. If you're in an area where homes are not selling as fast, they're still selling, but they're not selling as fast, and the prices are being lowered a little bit, then for that situation, you could either go off market or you could go with a property that's already on the market and negotiate with the seller, or have your realtor negotiate on your behalf. I am going to say, I'm a realtor, I know. I know you could do this by yourself. I know this. But what I am going to say to you is this. When it comes to buying and selling a home, let's face it, guys, not everybody does this on an everyday basis, right? Realtors do it because that's our profession, but we don't buy and sell them. Just like if I'm going to go buy a car, I am going to do some research, or if I'm going to go build a house, I don't build a house every day. I'm a realtor. I know about the negotiating part of the deal, but I don't know about building a home. So if I'm going to go build a home, I want to go contact a professional that knows about home building that will give me some knowledge. If I'm going to be buying a car, the same thing. If you're going to be buying a home, guys, don't get strung up on, well, I don't want to use a realtor because realtor this or realtor that. Every profession is going to have their good, their bad, and their ugly. It's just a fact. Doctors, nurses, attorneys, accountants, every profession will have the good, bad, and the ugly. So what I'm going to say is seek out a professional realtor that you could trust and use that realtor to help you in buying or selling a home, is what I'm going to say. Don't do it on your own, even if it's with a family member. I've seen so many times one family member is selling a home to another family member and all kind of craziness happen in the deal. They know each other, right? They are not using a realtor. And then they go ask a realtor friend, hey, let me ask you a question. I'm buying a home from my brother or whatever it is. So always use a professional, right? You would not go to court. I hope you wouldn't go to court without an attorney. Think about it that way. They're very good professional realtors that is here to help you and have your best interests at heart once you tell them what you're trying to achieve. So these are some of the ways to buy a home in 2023 with high interest rate. My first thing would be seek out a builder if you're qualified for new construction. If you're not, you want to seek out. The second thing is considering to purchase an off-market property, a property that's not on the market for sale, so nobody knows about it, and you could negotiate directly with the seller using a realtor, of course, or you could do it by yourself. Either way, right? Another thing is you could look for homes that are in disrepair. Now, it depends upon what you're qualified for, because if you need financing, the home has to be livable, right? So maybe you could find a home that just needs some updating or something like that that's not selling as fast, and then the seller would more be open to negotiate with you, right? So anyway, I've come to the end of my video. I don't like to make the videos too long, so I'm going to end it here. If you have any questions, concerns, want to talk more about buying a home in this market in 2023 with our interest rate, you can always give us a call. We do lots of Zoom consultations every day with people looking to buy or sell, and they have different scenarios going. It would be our pleasure to represent you if you're in the Central Florida area. Don't forget, guys, don't forget to do this. I know I'm saying this at the end of the video. Make sure you like our page, right? Make sure you not like our page, you like our video. Make sure you click the little bell, and also make sure you subscribe to the channel, because we're always going to be bringing you a lot of knowledge that is going to be prevalent to the area, to the climate we're in, right? So we're not going to be in 2023 bringing you news from 2021 when things were flying off the market, right? We're bringing you news in the current era of what we're going through. I appreciate you watching the video, and if you need to get in touch with us, we should have some information on the top of the video or below somewhere where you can get in touch with us. You can always send us a text, 407-791-4713. Thank you so much for listening.